So this evening we shall discuss a discourse about self-examinations. The Buddha said self-examination is very helpful for the growth of wholesome qualities. So you have to examine yourself, especially your own mind. So in this discourse, the Buddha say, if one is not skilled in knowing the ways of others' minds, then one should resolve or make a resolution. I must become skilled in knowing the ways of my own mind. So one should train oneself to know one's own mind. If you do not know your own mind, then you may not be able to make progress. The teachings of the Buddha is very practical. Is very much relevant to your life. Sometimes the Buddha gives a very meaningful simile to help us to understand the teachings as well as one's own mind. So how does one skill in knowing the ways of one's own mind? It's just as if a young man or young lady like to beautify themselves. So they would look at their face in a clean and bright mirror, or in a bowl of clear water. So what happens if they see any dust or dirt on their face? So if they see any dust or dirt, they will make all effort to remove it. If there is no dust or dirt, they will be very glad about it, very satisfied. They would think, how good I'm clean. So similarly, if the mind is clean or never be free from defilements, then you'll be very, very satisfied or feeling glad. So the Buddha say self-examination is very helpful for the growth of wholesome qualities. So you have to look at your own mind, not the mind of others. That's why in the practice mindfulness meditations, meditators have to mindful the mind, which is one of the important factors to make progress. It's quite natural to know the mental states, anger, or painful memories is arising If one is not willing to face with unwholesome states of mind or negative states of mind, then it's not possible to develop understandings about one's own mind, and it's not possible to overcome them or to remove them. So there are 10 kinds of qualities mentioned here. One should examine the mind. For example, am I often given to longing or without longing? Or in this, am I often covetous or often not covetous? In other words, is there any unwholesome desires to possess what belongs to others? Then the second, am I often given to ill will or without ill will? So do you always wish harms to others? So we in fact we can meditate all the time, as long as we are awake. As long as we are awake, the mind will be with us. We go anywhere with our mind. So meditation is mental training or mental culture. So you can train your mind or cultivate your mind all the time. Then the third is and I often overcome by dullness and drowsiness, or free from dullness or drowsiness. So in other words, is one always overpowered by sloth and torpor, or free from it? So sometimes meditators could not realize immediately the mind sluggish or reluctant to mindful and note and so on. So meditators have to bring out the effort to overcome it. Then the fourth, and I often restless or calm. The fifth, and I often in doubts or free from doubts. So if one has doubts, then one must clear away the doubts. For example, by asking questions, or reading the books or the Dhamma books and so on. Then number 6, and I often angry or without anger. Number 7, is my mind often defiled or undefiled? So there are various kinds of mental defilements. There are 10 kinds of defilements. The first are greed or lobha. The second, dosa, hatred. The third is moha, delusion, or lobha, dosa, moha. The fourth is mana, conceit. The fifth is ditthi, wrong view. Number 6 is doubt. Number 7 is sloth and torpor. Number 8 is restlessness and remorse. And the last two are moral shamelessness and moral fearlessness. So you have to know your own mind, whether or not it's defiled. So if there's defilements, you have to make an effort to overcome it. Then number 8, is my body often agitated or unagitated? So here it means body restlessness. Sometimes due to bodily restlessness, one couldn't sit still. One keep on moving or adjusting the sitting positions and so on. Number 9, and I often lazy or often energetic. So effort is important. Effort, viriya, is the foundation of the success in meditation, spiritual training. Effort is also an important factor to be successful in the mundane life. So effort is important. Number 10, the last one, and I often unconcentrated or often concentrated. So in this discourse, the Buddha taught us to look at our own mind, whether there are these unwholesome qualities, or the mind is free from these unwholesome qualities. So what happened by such a self-examination? One knows that one is often given to longing, given to ill will, overcome by dullness and drowsiness, restless, tormented by doubt or angry, defiled in mind, agitated in body, lazy and unconcentrated. So what happened? If one realizes that there are these unwholesome qualities in the mind, then one should put forth extraordinary effort or desire, enthusiasm, unlimiting mindfulness, and clear compassion in order to abandon these unwholesome qualities. So the effort emphasized here is extraordinary effort, extraordinary desire or aspirations. So one must develop mindfulness constantly, continuously. Clear compassion means realizing the true natures of mental and physical phenomena. In other words, realizing that they are not permanent, not satisfactory, and no self. When one has mindfulness, one may not have clear comprehension. But when one is able to develop mindfulness constantly and continuously, and mindfulness is attentive, precise, and energetic. So when meditators are able to develop energetic mindfulness or attentive and precise mindfulness constantly, continuously, without interruptions, then meditators will be able to attain momentary concentrations. So when there's a concentration, that concentration gives rise to wisdom. Wisdoms, in other words, realizing the true natures of mental and physical phenomena through direct experience or personal experience. So in that way, one is not only endowed with mindfulness, but is also endowed with clear comprehension. So the Buddha gave a simile, just like a man whose clothes or the head had caught fire. So what happened if your clothes or head had caught fire? Most likely you would apply the utmost effort, exertions, in order to extinguish the fire. So similarly, we need to put forth extraordinary effort, extraordinary desire, or chanda in Pali, enthusiasms, developing unremitting mindfulness and clear compassion in order to abandon these unwholesome qualities. Then what happened that by self examination, one knows that one is often without longing, without ill will, free from dullness and drowsiness, or calm, free from doubts, without anger, undefiled in mind, unagitated in body, energetic and concentration. Then one should base himself on these wholesome qualities and make a further effort to reach the destructions of the taints. So in other words, one should put forth effort in order to realize the path knowledge. The path knowledge has the power to uproot or to remove completely the taints of the mind. Every evening we make an aspiration that by these merits, may these merits be a condition to remove or to uproot the taints or asawa, to destroy the taints. Idam me punyan asavakaya vaham hotu. Asava here means the taints of the mind. So there are 4 kinds of taints. The taints of sensual desire, the taints of attachment to existence, or the taints of wrong views, and the taints of ignorance. So there are these taints lying latent in the mind. We can't remove it or uproot it by concentration. We can only uproot these 4 kinds of things by path knowledge. So one should make an effort to be free from mental defilements or unwholesome qualities of mind, and then one should make a further effort to attain the destruction of the taints. So this is the ultimate aim of following the teachings of the Buddha. So the practice of mindfulness is a lifelong practice for many of us. It's not enough to develop mindfulness during the retreats. You can develop mindfulness outside the retreats, especially be mindful of the unwholesome qualities or unwholesome states of the mind. You shall be able to make progress in mental training or mental culture. So we should have the confidence in the practice. We should have the confidence that we should able to uproot or to abandon the unwholesome qualities or evil qualities. Once the Buddha said to the bhikkhus, abandon the unwholesome. It's possible to abandon the unwholesome. If it were not possible to abandon the unwholesome, I would not say bhikkhus abandon the unwholesome. But because it's possible to abandon the unwholesome, I say bhikkhus abandon the unwholesome. If this abandoning of the unwholesome led to harm and suffering, I would not tell you to abandon it. But because the abandoning of the unwholesome leads to welfare and happiness, I say bhikkhus abandon the unwholesome. So here bhikkhus, as I have explained previously, it also means those who fear of who have fear of samsara, the cycle of birth and death. So the Buddha give us encouragements to abandon the unwholesome, and it's possible to do it. Then the Buddha said further, develop the wholesome. It's possible to develop the wholesome. If it were not possible to develop the wholesome, I would not say bhikkhus develop the wholesome. But because it's possible to develop the wholesome, I say bhikkhus develop the wholesome. If this developing of the wholesome led to harm and suffering, I will not tell you to develop it. But because the developing of the wholesome leads to welfare and happiness, I say bhikkhu develop the wholesome. So it's possible that everyone could develop whatever that's wholesome. Sometimes in the course of meditation, such as mindfulness meditation, one could be experiencing a lot of physical pain or mental defilements or negative thoughts, painful memories, and so on. So one should not feel disheartened. It's merely an experience in the course of the practice. If one has courage to face with any kinds of unwholesome mental states or negative thoughts, then one will be able to strengthen the mindfulness. So when one is able to be mindful of other unwholesome states again and again, definitely the unwholesome states of the mind or unwholesome qualities will be losing their strength, and the wholesome states, mindfulness, will be strengthened and thus becoming more and more powerful. So when there's a increasing or growth of wholesome states or wholesome qualities, unwholesome states or unwholesome quality definitely will become less and less or weakened and weakened. So no one can do it for us. We ourselves have to do it. That's why we can say that we are the owners of our mind. If we wish to live happily, then it's important. The first important thing is to develop the mind. So develop the wholesome. It's not only the wholesome qualities in the mind, but the wholesome conducts, wholesome verbal conducts, wholesome body conducts. But as you know, the mind, we can say the mind is a leader. The mind is the leader. Whatever evils all begins from the mind. If the mind is defiled by evils or unwholesome qualities, then most likely, we can quite sure to say that the thoughts, the speech, and body deeds are also defiled. So if the mind is not defiled, then the mental actions or the thoughts or the speech and body deeds will not be defiled. So that's why the Buddha said, when the mind is protected, then the mental actions, verbal actions, physical actions will be protected. So it's important to protect the mind, to guard the mind from the attacks of the defilements or kilesa. So as a man means manusa. Every man in this world has a responsibility to purify the mind. Only by purify the mind, one is truly live a meaningful life. One will give the world a great contributions, especially contributions to the peace of the world. So one should have the confidence to do it. So mindfulness is very important, especially mindful of the mind. So if there's no mental states, then one should mindful of one's actions and so on. So this mindfulness, like the guard, the guard of the door of the ancient cities. In another discourse, the Buddhas use a simile, just like the guard or the gatekeepers of the ancient city. He's very sharp, watching people going into the city. So he makes sure that there's no evil-minded persons entering the city, so that he can protect the safeties of the people in the city. So similarly, one who is endowed with sharp mindfulness, like the guard of the door of the ancient city, then one would know what should be practiced, what should not be practiced, what should be cultivated, what should not be cultivated. So mindfulness is always helpful, desirable all the time, at all the time, at all the places. So it's important to mindful all the time.